POV, you're play video games before bed.
A few moments later.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck you?
I know as a college student, most people stay up until very late compared to the time when they're little kids. But what if you stay up like very late, 3, even 4 in the morning? What would happen? Well, that's basically me in the past 2 months. And let me warn you, things are just totally disaster for me. But why? In April 3rd, 2024, Taiwan encountered the biggest earthquake since 1999. Multiple buildings are damaged or even collapsed. Over 1,400 aftershocks happened after the earthquake. And it also somehow started my journey on sleeping at 3 a.m. because some of those aftershocks are huge. Especially when you're laying down on bed, the feeling is even more dramatic than the daytime. First of all, personally, I'm not willing to do this challenge at all. I'm literally just being forced to do it without any choice. Imagine a quiet nighttime when you're just laying down on bed or you are chilling in your room doing whatever you want, and all of a sudden there's an earthquake. Usually it's pretty small and I'll be like, it's fine, but it doesn't really feel the same after the huge earthquake. Also, those aftershocks, some of them are really huge and also a lot. By a lot, I mean a lot.
Since April 3rd, Taiwan has experienced more than 1,400 quakes, and seismologists say the quakes could continue for another 6 months.
So the entire April, I'm basically living inside a nightmare of getting random earthquake. Also, my anxiety and panic level just went through the roof every day past midnight. And because I'm still a college student back then, I still have to go to class, so I wake up at around 8:30 and prepare for the day. So the first thing I want to tell you is how tired and how terrible my next day morning is after constantly sleeping at 3 in the morning. I absolutely feel like and look like a dead person. I don't even want to wake up. I struggle to getting out of the bed. And even though I set up the alarm on the previous night, the next day morning when the alarm goes up, my first intuition is to hit the snooze button. And this is not your regular I wake up and hit the snooze button kind of move. I think my body actually gained some sort of the ability or habit that I just reach to my phone and turn off the alarm subconsciously without me knowing whatsoever, which when you think about it is actually quite scary because I don't even know that I already turned off the alarm. But what's even worse is sometimes the alarm doesn't even wake me up. Like I know the alarm is working and it's time to wake up, but my body just literally too tired to move. Or sometimes I hear the alarm but I just ignore it at all, and sometimes I turn off the alarm and go back to sleep. Even when I put my phone on the other side of the room and I already wake up and walk to my phone and turn it off, still I'm just too tired, and to the point where I don't even need to go back to my bed and I can stick on my couch and instantly fall asleep. And right after I successfully wake up with tons of struggle, the first thing I experience is definitely dry eye. And the condition is usually better after I wash my face and get some sunlight, but it still feels worse compared to the time when I got a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. Also, I found out that my vision are significantly worse. It's harder to focus on an object and sometimes it's a bit blurry throughout the day. And also sometimes I just don't have an appetite at all. I can wake up at 10 a.m. and not eat a single thing until 2 in the afternoon, and I'm not hungry at all. But at that random moment, all the hungriness and the side effect of low blood sugar just all hit at once, and I have to suffer for another 30 minutes to figure out what to eat. And the daily impact after sleeping at 3 a.m. every night is I have no motivation at all. Other than I struggle to wake up in the morning, there's a very high chance I doom scrolling immediately after I wake up because I'm still tired and I don't want to wake up. And later on of the day, I just generally feel upset about myself being such low productivity because I want to improve my sleep schedule. So weeks after weeks, I just living with this kind of negativity. But it's definitely nowhere near close to the 2 months ago when I have a normal sleep schedule. I'm definitely more positive back then and don't get upset about my sleep schedule is being fucked. And to be honest, I think this whole thing is a full circle. You sleep late and you wake up late. You wake up late so you feel unmotivated and tired. And at night you sleep late again. So you just keep it repeat itself again until you break the cycle. I want to point out another thing, that is how unproductivity to the 3 a.m. and my life is right now. And from my experience, nothing that is high productivity, or actually nothing really meaningful happened after 2 a.m. Other than the rare occasion that I try to finish my work so I stay up late, Most of the time I just doom scrolling or open a random YouTube videos, and even if I try to do some work, I just constantly get distracted, and at the end of the day I get pretty much nothing done during 2 to 3 a.m. and after all I should have just go to bed earlier.
7 o'clock, that's prime time. Having a watch guy calling from the hotlines. Why you keep giving me hotlines?
This also reminds me of how productivity, how disciplined, and how different I was throughout my middle school to freshman year. My sleep schedule was 11 to 7 every single day throughout my middle school and high school time, and back in those days, I feel sharp, my mental is clearer, and I definitely have more energy for the day. I didn't feel sluggish or unmotivated or tired, to the point where I almost want to say that I'm so excited or so ready for everything that is about to happen on the next day. As for my college freshman year, things are more or less the same. I was living in the dorm room with 3 other people, with no privacy at all, just 4 guys in the same small room. So we have to sleep and get up at the same time, most of the time, so we don't bother each other. So my sleep schedule was 12 p.m. to 7 a.m. at that time, and it's pretty much the same feeling, I would say. And later on, for a few years, I took a step back on self-discipline and productivity, because I want to find a balance between me and my social life, because you know, sometimes we gotta play those midnight Minecraft survival game with the boys. So I live more like a normal college student, sleep a bit late, but everything's still fine most of the time. And compared to these 2 months to those peak days, things are definitely all over the place for me, and it's a total disaster. It seems like sleep deprived is making me a lack of any kind of motivation. And yes, I know that I mentioned how I organize my life in the previous video, but I'm currently in a transition phase right now. I'm just graduated from school, my mom took a surgery, everything just all happened at once, so I haven't come up with a new schedule yet. Basically, I'm just following nothing, and following nothing pretty much means I have no idea what to do next, what to eat, when to eat, what time to go to work, or what time to relax. And for me, if I don't know what time I can do my work, I would just try to do it whenever I can, like 30 minutes before dinner or an hour before the workout. And at the end of the day, I just achieve pretty much nothing at all. So if I have 30 minutes, by the time I open the document and enter the working mode, I'm already thinking about the next thing I want to do. So as you can see, for me, the entire April and May is very low on efficiency and productivity. And finally, the last thing I want to talk is sleep deprived is a debt that you need to pay back. You are not just paying it back in the form of sleep. Most of the time, you are actually staying in the form of you are about to fall asleep, but you have something to do right now. But also at the same time, you are not that tired to the point where you just pass out. So you just hanging there. And this form of suffering not just lasts for a day or two. If you constantly sleep deprived, even if you sleep 8 to 9 hours at night during the weekend, you're still gonna feel that tiredness throughout the week. Also, I feel like I have less patience and just more easily to get annoyed and overall more irritable during this moment. And once you get past that level and go one step further beyond that, then you enter the most dangerous phase, I would say. During the time when I was in the hospital taking care of my mom, I cannot have a proper sleep. Usually it's 5 hours of sleep at night. That is very low quality. And during that time, I would randomly fall asleep multiple times on my way back home, even if I'm standing on the sidewalk. I have no clear memories and everything seems like it's on autopilot mode. And I have zero patience at all, and I'm just so easy to get mad. I don't want to explain anything or having any conversation to anyone. I just want to have a proper sleep. Also, yeah, after all, this whole unexpected challenge is very dangerous and useless. Please don't try this at home. But if you are freelancing or you don't have anything to do during the morning every single day, maybe give it a shot. Maybe you are higher on productivity at 2 a.m. But for me, it's very difficult to do and it's making my life a total mess right now. And after all that, if you want to see how I organized my life before, or I try out and ranking all the famous routine, I'm gonna put a link right here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.